Do you want to reduce the nerves and social anxiety that you have when presenting and public speaking? If so, this video is going to show you how to do exactly that. Welcome everyone, I'm Matt. If you're new to the channel, we study inspiring people and produce motivational content. So if you haven't already, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Before we get started, if you're interested in becoming a better public speaker, make sure to check out the previous video I did called The Public Speaking Truths I Wish I Knew Sooner. It'll pop up on the screen here and will be in the description below. We've all seen the surveys that say that public speaking is the #1 fear that people have. I mean, it's even ahead of death, which is just absolutely crazy, right? But what that does say though, is that if you get nervous public speaking, if you're afraid of public speaking or presenting, that's completely normal. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. When public speaking, it triggers a fight or flight response in the body. We've all this adrenaline in us, this excess energy, but no outlet to put it into. And that's why we have these signs of nervousness. We might sweat too much, our heart starts to beat faster, our legs shake, our hands shake, our minds race so fast we can't think clearly. These are all signs of nervousness when public speaking. The result is that people will often perform much worse public speaking than they would on a one-on-one chat. So the question then is, okay, is there a way to channel that energy productively and not let it ruin our presentations? The answer, yes, there is. So make sure to stick around till the end of the video and we're going to talk about how. Before I share with you the steps, the last thing I want to share with you is that unless you get this handled, unless you get your nervousness and your anxiety of public speaking handled, it's never going to go away. I used to think when I was a teenager that when I was in college, oh yeah, then I'll be more confident, I'll be a good speaker then. But I was still nervous. Then in college, I thought, oh well, when I join the workforce, then I won't be so nervous, I'll be more confident. But I was still nervous then. And when I was in the workforce, I realized that I was seeing 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, people on the brink of retirement who were terrified of public speaking, whose hands would shake when they did it, their legs would shake, they would look down. They had no credibility when they spoke because they were so scared of it. And that is when it hit me. If you don't handle your fear of public speaking, it won't go away as you get older. You're going to have it for the rest of your life. So now that I've given you that terrifying thought, let's talk about ways to make sure that this never happens to you. The first thing to do to reduce your social anxiety or your nerves when you're presenting or public speaking is to share something at the very beginning that makes you smile or laugh. I've seen people with loads of social anxiety. They can barely look up when they're speaking. Maybe their hands are shaking. They can't find the right words. And then they tell a joke. Or maybe they say something that wasn't even intentionally funny, but the audience starts laughing. And then they realize the audience is laughing and they break out into this big smile. And you can see it's like this weight lifted off their shoulders. They suddenly become way more relaxed and instantly they perform way better. When you smile, you lower cortisol levels. It helps relax you. The mind will follow the body. And if you can smile and laugh, the mind almost thinks, oh, I must be in a safe place. The body's relaxed. I can relax too. My suggestion is to start all your talks with a little joke or a personal story. And look, if it makes everybody laugh, amazing, brilliant. It's going to make you feel way better. But even if it's just you that smiles or you that laughs, that's good too, because you will become more relaxed and then you'll perform better. So why use a personal story? Because they're easy to remember. And because often we've got these positive emotional ties to them. So just recalling the memory might be enough to just get you smiling or laughing. And that's what the goal is. I used to work with somebody who he'd start every meeting with a little anecdote or a little story about his family. So for example, he'd say something like, yeah, my 3-year-old son has been dressed as Spider-Man for the last 72 hours and is refusing to wear any normal clothes. Anyone have any suggestions on how to get him to change? And as soon as he'd say that, everyone would start smiling, they'd start laughing, and you could feel the atmosphere in the room lift, the weight lift. And then when he'd do the rest of his presentation, he was visibly more relaxed also. And the second way to reduce your public speaking anxiety is to take the attention off yourself and put it on the audience. If you see a photo, if someone shows you a photo of yourself and 10 other people, where do your eyes immediately go? They look for you. And if you said, hey, you know what? That is a really good photo. What do you actually mean? You mean, that's a good photo of me. It's in our nature to put our attention on ourselves, and in public speaking, it's no different. If you focus on yourself, it's gonna make you more nervous. You're gonna start thinking things like, how am I coming across? Do I look nervous? Do they like me? Am I doing well? And all these thought patterns are not going to help you. Put your focus on whether the audience can understand your message. Focus on giving something to them, like you're adding value to them. And don't think of it like you're talking to 50 or 100 different people. Look at it like you're having multiple one-on-one conversations. So find various people in the audience, maybe 4 or 5 in different sections, and talk to that person individually, like a one-on-one conversation. Make a point with that person, then move on to the next one. And when you're talking to that person, really see them. Don't just glance randomly around the room without clocking people. Take a few seconds, make your point to that person, and when you take the focus off yourself and put it on the audience, you're gonna feel far less nerves. And the third thing that we should do to reduce our public speaking nerves and anxiety is next time you're speaking and you feel anxious, or before you speak and you feel anxious, check in with your body. How does it feel? And what you're gonna notice is that what you're actually feeling is energy. It's an abundance of energy. It's like your body knows there's something really important happening. So it gives you all these resources and says, hey, take this, go perform at your best. But the problem is, if you don't know how to channel it properly, it's gonna come off in undesirable ways like nervous energy. What we need to be able to do is direct that energy into what we're doing in that moment. Essentially, what we're doing is becoming fully present in a high stress situation. And if you can do this, you actually become sharper, more clear-headed, more precise with what you say. It's the ability to almost have tunnel vision on what you're doing. And this blocks out all the noise and channels that energy productively. The good news is that you probably already know how to get in this mode in other aspects of your life. For example, for say an actor, as soon as the director says action, it's like they just block everything else out. They're fully focused on playing that role. The same thing if you were an athlete. The adrenaline you get before the match or during it, you actually use it to become more focused, more present. Some other examples are when you're talking to a friend, maybe you're ranting about something, or you're having an argument, or you're having a really engaging conversation. When you're fully present, it's like your mind has access to all the resources. You get more animated, you lose track of time, you're in a flow state. You're so wrapped up in your message. You're concentrating so much on what you're saying that you almost, in a way, don't have to overcome fear because it doesn't even exist. All your focus is on what you're doing. So the idea is to practice being in that state so that you can just shift into it really easily. And once you get good at it, you'll almost be able to just instantaneously snap into it, the same way an actor does when the director says action. So how do we do it? Well, meditation will definitely help. But what I have found to be the most beneficial is to just practice talking about random topics, off the cuff, out loud, no filter, giving it as much energy, as much enthusiasm, as much excitement as you can. Let your mind just run wild. Let it run free. No judgment, no criticism. You can practice doing it with a friend or even by yourself. But what you're going to notice is that when you're truly in the moment, you never run out of things to say. And the better you get at getting into this state, every time you have to do a presentation or you're public speaking, it's almost like just flicking a switch. You jump into this mode and you perform so much better. This has been absolutely massive for me, and I know it can do the same for you. If you start doing these 3 things, it will change everything. Not only will you start feeling less nerves, less anxiety when you're public speaking or presenting, but being more relaxed is going to allow you to show more of the real you to the audience. The confident, charismatic, articulate you that you can be when you talk to the people closest to you in your life. If you haven't already, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn notifications on. Honestly, guys, it helps me so much. I have this goal of hitting 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. It's going to be really hard the way things are going, but if you can help me achieve that, I would truly appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below what you do to ease your public speaking nerves, or if there's any topics or reaction videos you'd like to see me cover. That's it for me, guys. I'm Matt. I'll see you in the next video.